Check, check. 1, 2, 3. We'll be going live here shortly. Over here, 1, 2, 3. I believe we're live. Okay, welcome back to Average Angler Life. Also, Realcast Fishing Podcast. I'll re-stream this, or actually repost it on Spotify. But this round, I've got some exciting things that I want to talk about. I went fishing at the Blue River this past weekend and had an awesome time. And even did a little camping. Got a nice little spot in Area 1. I think it was camping spot 3. And had well, it was fun in 2 reasons. I didn't have to go make the day trip back home from Oklahoma to Texas. Just do that drive. Instead, I could just kind of fish all day, kind of hang out, and then go roll right into the next day. So that was great. And then on top of it, I got to do some different fishing techniques that I've been itching to do. One of them being center pin fishing. That was one that I wanted to try. I use this one. It's drag-free style drift. There's no drag. You get backlashes like everything. And on top of it, it's really fun. And I'll show you that here in a moment. But just to give you an idea what I mean by drag-free, watch how I can just kind of spin that. And it just goes and goes and goes and goes. Isn't that pretty cool? Anyways, it's drag free. You use your pinky to kind of make some adjustments in casting. But bottom line, it definitely presents you a means to fly fish differently. Instead of using just a fly rod, you're using I was using a switch rod, but mainly because I like that 11-foot size rod to keep that high drift. And I'll show you that in a moment. Okay, so with that said, let me just do a quick howdy. Make sure we got folks on. Let's see how long I've been fishing the blue. My girlfriend's been fishing. Let me think. About maybe, I don't know, 20 years. It's been a while. I mean, yeah, I came to the area, North Texas area, from out of state, and before that I was from South Texas. I'd say about 20 years now. Yeah. All right. Okay, let's go ahead and shift over to the opening scene here. And what I'm doing is this is a replay of some of the other things that see, any chance you know a Woody or Lamar Bearden? I don't know those folks. All right. But let's go ahead and start this off. And I'll kind of just lurk in the background, maintaining the chat, as well as calling anything that may pop up. All righty. And thanks for joining, Jacob. Oh, by the way, shout out to some of the folks that I met this past weekend. Patrick, I keep forgetting your name, but I'm going to remember it going forward because I know you've got Patrick the Poacher. That poacher fly has been awesome. I really like that. Met Richard over there at Scotty's, and of course there's Jason at Scotty's. It was great meeting y'all again. Always seems like each year it's been a fun time being able to get back out there and see some of the folks new as well as some folks from past seasons. So it's been awesome. All right. So let me go ahead and take you here. What I did was I went up there Saturday morning and kind of drove the area trying to look for a spot. I went to the Area 1 area and I was looking mainly for just an area where I could just kind of put my tent up and just kind of set up a base camp to kick off the 2025-2026 trout stocking season. So let's go ahead and kick it off. And call out anything. I'll be monitoring the chat. And this is a replay. Q&A is definitely out there. I'm listening. And here it goes. Okay, we're here at the Blue River. I've got Blue River Home Base 2025 over here. And this round, I'm going to take out the center pin rod. And we'll see how that turns out here. Let me show you. That is my center pin rod. I got it on a switch rod, and then that's the center pin reel. And we're going to try doing some dead drifting, no drag drifting of some flies for some trout. And let's see how it goes. Wish me luck. So camped back here, and this is the trail down to the river, and
you can see I'm just a few steps away down to the river. Cool beans, isn't it? All right, water's really clear. Where I'm headed is up there, but I'm just a few steps away from where I'm camping overnight, so this is awesome.
Okay, and one thing to call out is, yeah, I was just a few steps away. Down the hill, about 20, maybe 50 yards or so upriver, and bam, I'm right there in this spot. This is what we call the island. Did see some folks over there fishing. They were hooking up really well. It was great seeing them just hooking up and whatnot. So, hey, Blue River, awesome time.
This is a center pin, and let's see if I can get used to doing this. Doesn't take much. I already got a hit too. Okay, let's get it right there.
This is that drag-free drift. There, I just saw it barely hit. That was fun.
All right, first fish of the season on a center pin. So you're supposed to high stick it and just kind of watch for the strike. I think maybe I need to go with a smaller bobber. All right, it's a little bit better. Got a little tangled there, but I think I can deal with it. There's room. There's room. Go right here. Yeah, there's room right there. The run's wide open. All right, so I'm still learning this thing.
One of the things I learned on the Blue River, just courtesy, has been pretty much wide open. Learned from the old timers there. Basically, if you're getting trout and whatnot, bring them on in. Come on, just be courteous. Invite them on in and go fishing together. You'll be surprised how many you'll get on the line. And there's a lot of sharing of best practices here. I've learned a lot from some of the other fishermen out there while fishing the Blue. It's been a very friendly environment over these years.
So I'm tangled, but that's part of it. That's one thing they say about these center pins is they can get away from you. And this one got away from me. So you mainly use this drag thing just to click it off and on right here. But I'm messed up on the end here, so I gotta fix that. Let's just toss it this way and see what happens. Oops, sorry. I'm trying to learn this thing.
Me too.
Take it.
Watch that bobber.
This actually works better if you're drifting downstream. But I'm in the run and it's upstream, so I'm just gonna have to deal with it. Okay. All right, let's see. Come on, I had a hit. Just toss it out there. The main thing is just to get it in there where they're lurking, which is up all in this run.
So this is what they call the island, and it's since become not an island. It slowly over the years has been getting beat up with the rains, the floods, and whatnot. But it still has a nice little run, some deep areas where the trout are lurking. There used to be a nice big sandbar right in the middle as you look straight across upriver. I think you can still go there, but you might have a hard time. That sandbar just got washed away. Before you could kind of go up to above your waist and then keep walking in, and then it slowly started getting higher on that sandbar. But I think a couple of floods back, it really tore it up. So, but hey, the fish are still there. So certainly give it a try.
They just stocked it. It's been stocked twice now, the blue. Earlier, I think the 28th, and then Thursday they stocked it. So we got a double shot here. Double shot. There we go. Right on the corner. Right on that edge where there was one lurking by that undercut by the rocks. Let's see if I can get him to hit. There he goes. Ah, man. Missed it. Bummer. There's a better cast. Okay, let's see if we can get in the money zone here. No drag here. So all I'm doing is I'm keeping up with the line. But right now I have no drag, so that's good. Okay.
Definitely like this
there's a
center
hit.
pin fishing.
Getting a hit. There he goes. Ah.
I just got to trade my
Playing with
pinky in the cast that I use. I forgot
So
what
you
it's
know
called,
you're-
like a
you're tracking
Windsor or
right
something
is
cast.
Staying with these bubbles. Keeping up with the bubbles is what I'm doing here. There's the hit.
But
Wow.
bottom line, I could switch quickly.
Mojo
I
is
could
off.
go with a fly. I could go with bait. I could quickly switch over. One thing that I learned from another individual was if you use tippet rings and you can quickly switch out flies and pre-rigged rigs that you have. I had like several pre-rigged items where if I needed to switch, I could go from the streamer to a mop fly to a midge that quickly, as well as I can go to squirmy worm. But in this case, I stuck with, I believe I started out with an olive near deer, and then later on when the bite slowed down, when it got really from cloudy to sunny and clear, I had to switch over. And things kind of slowed down, but I found the pattern later with the mop fly. And again, the variant that I tie, I'm using a dubbing loop and some little flashy UV polar dubbing something. Anyhow, let's keep going.
Okay, let's see if we'll hit it again. Okay. Oh, did it again. Holy cowser. Okay, that's a better cast. Here I got to keep up with the line because it's drifting into me. So we'll just kind of, there's a hit. He's running. We got a runner. Oh, he stopped. He's still hitting it. I'm going to let him play with it some more. Okay, he popped it. Definitely popped it.
Yeah, I was surprised how sensitive that bobber was. These little floats and what I get why they use it up in the north for steelhead fishing. It's a drag-free drift. You can get it through runs. I think what I need to do next time is try fishing downstream instead of upstream, because I think that's the key thing with this setup. It's meant to go more downstream. The upstream cast, I'm having to take up line, versus a downstream, I could pretty much just use my pinky and just kind of slow the reel and the line paying out using my pinky and just keeping up with that bubble line. Again, when I say the bubble line, what you're doing is when you are fishing a particular location, you want to make sure your strike indicator, which should be a good a telltale to see if you are drifting a drag-free drift. Yeah, there might be a little bit of motion or faster currents down below, but at least if you can have your strike indicator matching the flow of the indicator and the bubbles that are flowing by, if they are going in the same rate, there's a good chance that you have your fly in the right presentation for the trout. Okay?
I think maybe I need to use a lighter float. Oh, he's on. Ah. Wow.
Hate that.
I shorten your leader. I got this much. Yeah. You're way on the bottom. They're coming up right now.
So again, the Blue River, you want to share best practices, what's working for you, let someone else know. No one's trying to hog the fish. There's enough fish to go around. They stock it weekly, if not twice a week. And Hey, there's going to be trout there. You just got to figure out the pattern. And once you find that pattern, it could be color, it could be size, it could be just presentation. There was one year I was out there, I was fishing using a streamer and just making a tandem rig with a zebra midge just changed the whole day. One moment I was getting nothing. Next moment, I'm just getting strikes after strikes after strike. Just making that one change. And guess what made that change for me? Or why I did that? Another fisherman. Hey, what's working for you? I got zebra midges, black. Oh, awesome. And then boom, I did that. So hey, share best practices. There's enough trout to go around. And in fact, I ended up cooking the 3 that I limited out on. And let's see, I forgot to bring salt and pepper. So basically, I cooked it without any seasoning other than the oil. And guess what? I did. Trout tastes good without any seasoning. Just fry it up. It's still tasting good.
All right, come on, hit it. There he goes, he's hitting it. You see it kind of wiggle? I probably should use a smaller float, but I'm still trying to get used to this thing, so it's part of the business. Okay, getting the drift. Yeah, I think I'm gonna go up there and try drifting downstream, because that's what I believe these things were meant for, versus an upstream drift. But as you can see, I'm still able to catch them. Oh, we got a jumper over there. Got a jumper.
Oh yeah, these guys were knocking them out that morning.
Oh, here he goes. Jumper. Cool. He's on. Nice. Okay, let's take it under the undercut. Just under the undercut, right over here. They may pop out. We'll see.
So if you can see, there's these rocks that are underwater, they're submerged, and what happens is there's a slight undercut where it's just a little indentation in the rocks, and they're just lurking right there. And if you can get your fly right in the money zone where it's just an easy, just pop out there and hit it, you'll get a strike. And sometimes they're there, sometimes they're not, but hey, that's fishing.
Just trying to keep the line out of the water and keep that drag-free drift in case something's popping it. Very slow pop. Yeah, I think he changed his mind. Denied. Okay, let's just flop it out there. Get it out there for now. Let's see if he'll hit it. There he goes. He's playing with it. Dead drifting it. So far 2. Limit is 3, but I'm not in any rush to catch a bunch or catch a limit. Mainly just want to catch a bunch. Catch a release time right now. They're fairly close. So I think if
I'll put my cursor on the indicator.
I'll be able to
right here.
Last a little bit longer on the center pin before I really tangle it up.
Just right there.
Yeah, there we go. All right.
Yeah,
I
definitely have to train my pinky.
I think I got it now. Okay.
Okay, and when I say train my pinky, let me show you real quick. So with center pins, think of it as a bait caster, but instead of training your thumb, you're training your pinky. What happens is you'll have it mounted on the rod, okay, like so, or like so, and oops, okay, like so, and you're using your pinky to slow down the retrieve. In fact, here, let me go grab my other switch rod here. I'll show you real quick. Yeah. Oh yeah, Charlie boy, he's my dog. He's over there hanging out with me. You know, he definitely likes to. Well, he likes to be with me. All right. Okay, let me go ahead and put it on. This is a switch rod. I've got 2 exactly like this. This is a 6-weight from Cabela's. Also got an 8-weight. And what happened was I took this up when I hurt my shoulder. And I found that I could cast fly fish basically one-handed, two-handed, without having to lift my elbow over my shoulder. I injured my shoulder. I was kayak fishing, and somehow I popped something out, and next thing I know, ouch. And you'll surely be an avid fisherman, not an expert, an avid fisherman. I didn't want to miss a day, because hey, you only have so many days. So when I say educate your finger or your pinky, so in bait casting, you're casting and you use your thumb to kind of feather the spool. Well, in this case, with this thing right here, watch this, drag free. Look at that thing go. Just keeps going. There is no drag on that. It's just gonna keep going and going and going and going and still going. There is no drag. And when you are drifting your bobber, you can control it using your pinky. And what I'll do is I'll just kind of put my pinky right here to slow the drag down. That cast, which I don't remember the name of the cast, it starts with a W. It's one where it reminds me of when you were doing a double haul fly fishing, where you kind of pull the line and then you bring back your hand with the line and then you come back out again. Well, that's the same movement. You pull out the line, let it go, but just make sure that you're trailing your hand with that line or you're going to get really backlashed, okay? But this is the cool thing. I mean, look at this thing. And so yeah, I got into this a couple of years ago, used it off and on for different fishing, but I've never really fished it at the blue on a river. I mainly used it for fishing ponds and whatnot and just kind of playing around with it. And then I was like, hey, let me try this center pin style fishing, to the point that, well, I actually got 2 of these. I like match pairs. I mean, I got a couple of pairs of these center pins. I got some of these, let me see if I can grab it real quick. Let's see. If you guys remember the old school Abu Garcia round reels from way back, where we used to fish Johnson minnows on the South Texas coast. Got a couple of these. These are made in Sweden. I've since retired these. I haven't used them in at least 3-4 years. But I used to use them pretty much every day I could. And then, of course, I shifted over to the C3 round reels and then shifted over to these Penn Squalls that I take out to the Galveston Fishing Pier for some trout. Or not trout, for some sharks. All right. Oh, wait. I'm digressing. Let's get back to the blue. I can talk fishing all day here, so sorry. Stop me if I get off track, okay? Let's get back. All right, sorry. I'm sorry, guys. All right.
He's hitting it.
Okay, so note how I'm having to move the line, the
up
reel to take up the
back
slack.
into the reel. I think that's the trick. Yeah, and then make sure I get it back on the reel. Okay, there we go. There's a hit. Man, he had it. He had it. Let's see if I get him to hit it again. Man, he tapped it briefly. I should have set the hook again. Holy cow. Okay, there we go. That's better. Just got to guide the line, follow it up just like a... There we go. There we go. Right. All right. All right.
That's a good one.
He's nice, yeah. There's one close by. Sometimes they'll come right into this run, right in this little spot here. So you definitely want to fish it all the way up to your feet at times. because they're lurking there. They could be lurking close to your feet. There we go. That's better. Okay, let's see if I can get them over there, coming up on that one corner again. There's like a bunch of rocks, and I think they're kind of lurking over there by those rocks. There he goes. He's hitting it. Ah. Shoot. Missed it. Okay,
Mojo was off.
Playing with it at least. All right. Wiggly, we got a wiggler. The wiggler. All right. That is fun. Okay, this is that near deer I tied last night. I tied a whole bunch of them, and I decided to go with the smaller size fly because there's not much current right now. So might as well take advantage of that and enjoy no current. Key here is that dead drift, drag-free drift. Just kind of letting it do its thing. Okay, there's some movement over here. I'm gonna try casting further in that direction. See if I can get them over there. There we go. That's a lot better. All right, that was a lot better. Okay, let's see if we can get that drag-free drift. Oh man, I pulled it out. I should have let him play with it more. Should have let him play with it more. Okay. Let's try over here along the undercut. Oh, we did it again. Wow. It's 2 now. All right, yeah. All right, I'm remembering how to do this. Now I just got to remember how to hook them. Okay. Okay. He's playing with it. There he goes. Very light tap. Very light tap. All right, let's go and cast it out again. Very light tap. Get it on the other side. That's where I got that other guy earlier. Okay. Getting some movement, it looks like. Okay, there he goes. He's hitting it. Very light tap. Wow, he bumped it. There he goes. Oh, D9. Okay, just repositioned myself. I don't have to cast very far right now. I just had one just jump right in front of me right here. Okay, so I'm gonna see if I can do that classic drag-free drift in this direction. Okay. I like using the longer size switch rod too because I can keep the line out of the water, and that also helps reduce the amount of drag, because that's the key is to have minimal drag. Okay, minimal drag. That's the name of the game. All right. Okay. Slowly. Come on. Tap, tap. Tug is the drug. Tug is the drug. Let's feel it. All right. Money zone. That's the money zone right there. That's the money zone. Let's see it. Ah, he was tapping it. Oh my God, he was tapping it. Barely touched it, but he was tapping it. Okay, let's go back out. Okay. All right, I just had one jump right at that spot, so I just cast to it. See if I can hook him up. Come on. Oh, over there. Okay. Slow and steady. Come on. Maybe a little twitch. Little twitch twitch. There we go. Oh. Little twitch twitch didn't do it. Man, twitched it big time. Give it a little action by just kind of shaking it forward and back and see what happens. Well, I'm way out there. All right, let's accommodate that. See if I can get him out there. There we go. Oh man, he hit it right away. Okay, let's try it again. All right. Actually, let me try it again. I think I can do this. Okay, just don't overdo it is the key. Once it gets away on you, the reel just goes and goes, so you definitely gotta play it by ear. You can see them right now in the water, so they're here. Let's see if we can catch something.
Okay, so here I moved upriver. I've switched over to a fly rod. And, well, let's see how I do with the fly rod. So one thing to call out here, there are trout. I got my polarized glasses on. I can see right in this run or this hole, right by the rocks, further downstream from that rock that's sticking up. They're all right in there. The key is, because I got my polarized glasses, I can also see. Let me throw in the old. Don't want to leave you guys hanging. Bear with me. Okay, right in that hole, you can see, or I can see, because I have my polarized glasses on, I can see them lurking below. Let me get this done here. Fancy gear here, you know. It's all manual. Okay, and because I got those glasses on, I can see them actually reacting to my fly. And I switched all kinds of different flies. I went with different patterns and whatnot. And I end up finally settling up on a mop fly. I mean, it was weird. Let's see. I fished the Kern River using salmon eggs, but I used to fly fish with stoneflies. Awesome. Nice. There's this one pattern that I used, the egg yarn for salmon eggs. And then when I was down in the Guadalupe River, furthest southernmost trout fishery that we have in the U.S., I fished it. And one of the recommendations, one of the fly shops had suggested, was to try a egg pattern where you have this little egg bead looking thing with a hook trailing, and that was what was working that round. So yeah, I'm open to all kinds of techniques. I tried it that round. I actually ended up catching one after fishing it a long day. I got an old video on that. That was on the Guadalupe River. The Devil's Turn, the Devil's something. I forgot what it's called now. But it was at Lazy L&L RV and campground, and I learned a lot there. Just learning how to fish in that method. So cool beans. So in the background, you can see the individual who was fishing there. The whole time I can see these fish just kind of moving about, and I can see them reacting, and I'm having to make some adjustments based on the fly. It gets really slow at this point, sort of even frustrating at times. I am taking advantage of that OPSD commando head. It's been awesome. It's given me a lot more leeway in where I can fish. Like right over here at the low water crossing, I have a clear back cast. I have no issue with casting behind me and getting a back cast and just doing your traditional overhead cast. But when I'm on that rock or further upstream, like in day 2, the next day, the next day, I'll go further up this spot and I'll start fishing parallel with the bank, if not right in the middle of the river, and I've got all those trees behind me. And what's saving the day is I've got this OPST commando head that's allowing me to shoot the line, be it with a switch cast, a roll cast, and I call it the water anchor. It's where I take the fly rod or the line, I toss it behind me, I let it sit on the water, and then I use the water tension to do basically a water anchor, and I am able to flip it over and just cast that line parallel to the bank, and that has saved me multiple times fishing here as well as other rivers in Oklahoma, be it the Lower Illinois as well as Beavers Bend State Park, both year-round trout fisheries over there in Oklahoma. Although I'm in Texas, over here in Dallas, Fort Worth, so it's an easy run up the border and hit these spots for yours truly. 3 hours for the Beavers Bend, under 2 hours for Blue River. Lower Illinois, well, luckily I've got a son who lives up in Oklahoma. I'll just kind of spend the night there and then make that cut over to the Lower Illinois. Let's see, it's very fun, and I like your channels. All right, awesome. Thanks for calling it out. GBC Stars 123. Hey, appreciate the support. I'm not an expert. I just really like to fish, and one thing that I took away from when I was growing up was there was a lot of information in books. There's a lot of information in magazines. I used to read magazines back then, no internet. But where I learned the most was some of these other folks, these old timers that were out there fishing and just telling me stuff. Like one of my favorite ones was the guy that told me I can't catch, or I'll catch more fish the more I keep my fly in the water. What he did was, I'm sitting there, here, let me go ahead and stop this real quick. So what happened was, I'm sitting there fishing a particular river, and I think it was when I was in the Navy. I fished over there in California when I was stationed over there. And what happened was I was fishing a particular location and I was just doing my standard, just cast, you know, false cast, boom, cast it out. 1, 2, 3, 4, so many false casts, cast it out. And then this old timer comes up to me and he's like, hey, you know, you're casting the same distance. Why not just cast it once? One back cast, one forward cast, you're going to get the same distance. You're not going to catch any fish when your fly is out of the water. So the more you can keep your fly in the water, the likelihood you're going to catch more fish. And so ever since then, I took away from that. And yeah, you'll see me where I will do minimal false casting. I try casting with one back cast, one forward cast, and that's it. That's the distance. I'll fish it regardless of if it's a terrible cast, if it's a great cast, doesn't matter. Just keep fishing it, because a lot of times I've noticed I'm getting hits way out there, I'm getting hits closer in, I'm getting hits right in front of me. And in this case at the Blue, I've had so many hits, especially that run over there by the island at the beginning of this video, where I was getting hits initially right basically at the end of my fly rod. They were just right there, lurking there. And so, hey, fish the whole retrieve, keep your fly in the water, keep your bait in the water, keep your lure in the water. Don't spend all your time flipping, flopping with that reel going back and forth, or with that fly going back and forth. Get it in the water. You'll catch more fish. And courtesy of an old timer that he never told me his name, met him in California, fishing over there on one of the rivers. Cool stuff. All right, let's get back to it. So to call that one out, what happened was I'm fishing upriver from Hughes Crossing, the low water crossing, and I decided to, hey, let's see what's biting behind me. So I went ahead and fished downriver. I cast out and kind of twitched, and right where the white water and the seam between the fast water and the slow water, I put my fly right in there with the strike indicator, kind of just drifting along, and this guy hit. So, hey, main thing is you never know what could be striking, but if you fish those seams right on that edge, there's a good likelihood there's a trout lurking there just waiting for something very simple to heat, meaning doesn't have to work hard to go and chow down on it, if you know what I mean. All right, let's keep going. Well, I didn't have dinner. I still got to cook it, in fact. So I'm having some of this hummus in these tortillas. And, but what I'm showing you here is I'm working off this one rock. Believe it or not, this little drop off right in front of me, I'm guessing it's maybe about 10 foot to 8 foot deep. I put my strike indicator about 6 foot up from the fly, and I have seen it just kind of drift by and still have a lot of room down below. So believe it or not, there are trout lurking below. I've got my polarized sunglasses. I can see the trout moving about. I know they're there, So bottom line, I'm just kind of working my fly in that area. And the key here now is finding the pattern. I tried many different flies, the squirmy worm, different variants of a streamer. I call the olive near deer, or the near deer, pink, white, olive. Tried a squirmy worm, and I end up finding out that they want that mop fly. I did try what's called a mega worm. The thing that I noticed with mega worms is they either got to hit it hard and quickly and aggressively, and you'll hook up with them. If they're just kind of tentative and they're just picking at it, then they're just going to pull the end of that mega worm, and you'll get the strike. You'll get a clear indication of a strike, but you're not going to hook them because your hook is so far forward of that where they're actually striking on that mega worm. And kind of that's one of the reasons why I'll switch over to mop fly, because it's a shorter a shorter fly. All right. Okay, and one thing I want to call out, I'm using a TFO 6-weight fly rod, 9-foot. I kind of tend toward the 9-foot fly rods when I'm fishing. I'm using the OPST Commando head. It's basically a means to do a one-handed spey casting. I call it a shooting head. They call it Skagit head. Whatever you call it, it is one of the key reasons why I have been able to fish some of these areas much different than my traditional weight forward fly lines, if not your level line or your double taper. Weight forward will help you, but it will not do what an OPST Commando head or any particular shooting head that you use, your brand, whatever you want. This one allows me to basically cast where there is no back cast. I've got trees behind me, and I have no room to do my traditional overhead cast, but I can do a switch cast, a roll cast, and I can get that fly right into where the trout are lurking. This came out in full force when I was fishing up in Oklahoma at another location over there by Turner Falls. They got these waterfalls. It's like the largest in Texas, or correction, Oklahoma. I fished it. They stock it with trout every year. And the big thing about that location is there are a lot of trees behind you. If you don't go in the river itself, you're going to have a hard time being able to fish that river if you're fishing the upper part of the waterfall. And when I got this OPST Commando head, it was a game changer for me. I had no problems fishing any part of a river. In this case, Turner Falls. In this case, Blue River. I've used this same setup at the Blue, on the Beaver's Bend, Lower Mountain Fork, and the Lower Illinois, all up in Oklahoma. And I have to say, if you've never tried the OPST Commando head, I think it's called formerly Olympic Peninsula something Skagit head. Anyways, it's worked well for me. Okay. And if you want to call out anything or have any questions, definitely call it out. I can give you more details there. All right.
It's a good one. All right, number 2. Hoo-hoo. Ooh, he's a big one. He's bigger. All right, number 3 to make a limit. Finally went back to hitting the near deer. Cool beans. Okay, yeah, I have to tell you that this has been a pretty awesome time out here. Kind of checking things out. River is just back down there. I could just go down the hill here and I'm right along the riverbank, and then maybe another 20 yards, I'm right where I want to be fishing. Got me a little campfire, already cooked up everything for this evening, so I'm gonna have to bundle up tonight because it may get a little chilly on us. But overall, what worked today, we went with the olive near deer. I went with that center pin rod and reel outfit, and I was very happy with it, other than I do need to continue practicing because yeah, it's a different style casting. And then I went back to the little 6 weight, and yeah, it's got that OPST commando head, so I was able to take advantage of that. And olive near deer did well, had some hits on the white near deer, but unfortunately things kind of shut down when the sun came up and everything was really clear. But then what made it for the limit that I got today? Mop flies. Go figure. All right, it's a good thing I tied a whole bunch of these beforehand. All right, let's see what tomorrow brings. Stop recording.
Okay, Well, that was it. That was day one. I ended up limiting out. I wasn't sure with the rules and whatnot. They made some changes for non-residents from Oklahoma. The non-resident fishing license definitely went up. It's like $81 now. But for yours truly, I'm willing to do it. I'll go. Opens up a whole bunch of different areas. I got the camp for the whole weekend. No problem. And then on top of it, there's some other rules that kind of threw me. One, you have to check in online. You can do it days before, but once you leave the area, you have to check out within 24 hours. You can use it using an app that they have with Oklahoma, but I just went online to their website and just went ahead and knocked it out there. You still need to make sure, and this is one of the game wardens that told me, was the ticketing or the infraction, the regulation that is broken more often than not is when you share stringers. So what you have to do is make sure that you have your customer ID, which is on your fishing license. Make sure you tag your stringer. How do you tag your stringer? You put your name, just like it is on your driver's license, and put your customer ID and attach it to your stringer. In this case, I use a creel. I attach it with a tag there, and I put my fish in there. It can only be the fish that I caught that goes against my daily limit. If someone else catches anything, they have to have their own stringer. So keep that in your back pocket when you're going up to Oklahoma. That's one of their key things that they end up hitting folks on. Okay. Other than that, do stay tuned. I'm working on day 2's edits. That's where I'm fishing. This was last Saturday. And then I'm fishing Sunday. And yeah, I got some more video to show you there. But speaking of that, here we go. Let me just show you real quick. These are the mop flies that I had used. These are some mega worms that I created right here. If you notice, the mop flies are kind of short by about 4. I ended up losing 4 that round. They got torn up, broken up, as well as caught in a tree fish. Okay. And then right here, out of this set, you'll see there's a couple of near deer olive ones missing. I ended up losing a couple of those, and that was what was working for yours truly. All right. I did hear from other folks using some other gear. The Ecstasy fishing flies worked well. The Poacher from Patrick. Good heads up there on what worked for him. Additionally, the squirmy worms, or a variant of the squirmy worms, seem to be working as well for the fly fishermen. Power bait, corn, etc. Those all still work well. Give that a try. And then bottom line, while you're out there, when I day trip, I'll tend to stop over there at Scotty's and have a Scotty burger. It's no longer, give it a try. You'll be surprised how tasty one of those burgers are after fishing a whole day out there. All right. And Jason is a very friendly individual. He'll hook you up, as well as he gives you the latest and greatest as to what's happening on the river, especially during the trout stocking season. All right. All for now. Next time, we'll catch y'all later. And good luck and good fishing.